we dive into the top news stories making the headlines in today's newspapers. And of course, we'd love to hear from you. So please feel free to join in the conversation by calling in or sending us a WhatsApp message in case you want to call us. Our call line is 0808 704 1217. Let's take that call line again, 0808 704 1217, to send us a text on WhatsApp or a voice note. The WhatsApp number is 0901 615 0614, 0901 615 0614. All right, moving forward, we're going to just dive into rolling out all of the headlines that would make way for our conversation this morning. We're beginning from Punch, and it reads, reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan. Tuesday, reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan Tuesday. That's in Punch newspaper. Now, moving forward, still on Punch, Senate will subject Tinubu's tax bills to public scrutiny. That's Adaramodu on this one. Senate will subject Tinubu's tax bills to public scrutiny. Adaramodu on that one. Then on Daily Post, moving on, 13 killed as herdsmen launch fresh attack on Benue community. 13 killed as herdsmen launch fresh attack on Benue community. This one is on Daily Post this morning. Now, still on Daily Post, Dangote refinery reduces PMS price. This is on Daily Post. Dangote refinery reduces PMS price. That's on Daily Post newspaper. Now, still on Daily Post, minimum wage, December 1st, deadline stands. NLC on this one, December 1st, deadline stands. That's on Daily Post this morning. Now, moving forward, still on Daily Post, be more sensitive, drop policies unfavorable to Nigerians. Shetima to Tinubu on this one. Be more sensitive, drop policies unfavorable to Nigerians. Shetima and this one, and this is on Daily Post this morning. Now, moving forward to Vanguard, accidental leadership, Obasanjo, Buhari, Tinubu, others unprepared. Kuka on this one, it says accidental leadership, Obasanjo, Buhari, Tinubu, others unprepared. Kuka on this one. Moving forward to Tribune this morning, PDP governors to INEC. You manipulated Edo poll. That's on Tribune. Governors Edo poll. That's on Tribune newspaper this morning. Now on Daily Nigeria, Nigeria's creative sector critical to my diversification. That's Tinubu on this one. Nigeria's creative sector critical to my diversification agenda. Tinubu on this one. And that's on Daily Nigeria this morning. So that's all of it on the headlines. And when we come back, we're going to dive into the conversation squarely. All right, welcome back. Good morning one more time, Mrs. Ele. How was your weekend?
Yeah, very nice.
Did you have a fantastic weekend?
You should know now. Do I have a weekend? That is what you should ask me, because I don't have a weekend.
But I mean, thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's Monday. You know that we don't usually say thank God it's Monday. I don't know why, but I mean, happy Monday to everybody out there. Now let's begin with this story right here. And this one is on Punch, and it says reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan Tuesday. Let's look into the main story. Now, a showdown is looming in the House of Representatives over President Bola Tinubu's $2.2 billion, which is 1.77 trillion naira loan request. Now, the loan is intended to fund the 9.7 trillion naira deficit in the 2024 budget. The Senate has already approved the loan request, and the House is expected to debate and approve it later in the week. Now, Deputy Spokesperson of the House, Philip Agwese, has expressed confidence that the House will approve the loan request, citing the President's prudent management of resources. Now, Mr. Philip noted that the loan will be used for critical infrastructure projects, and the House will ensure that the funds are not diverted. However, the minority caucus has warned that borrowing should be the last option and the loan request should be scrutinized carefully. Now, the loan request has generated concerns about Nigeria's growing debt profile, which currently stands at 136 trillion naira. Lawmakers from the opposition party have expressed worries about the transparency and integrity of the loan and the potential burden it may place on the government and citizens. The chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Bamidele Salam, has stated that he will only support the loan if the terms are favorable and the funds are used for urgent critical infrastructure. The debate on the loan request is expected to be intense, with lawmakers from the ruling party supporting the president's request, while the opposition party demands more transparency and accountability. The outcome of this debate will determine whether the loan request is approved or rejected. Mr. Stella, you see divided house from the ruling party are saying we trust that President Tinubu is going to, do the needful with this loan, and we are going to monitor. We're going to ensure that the funds are not diverted. Now, from the opposition party, they are saying no. We need to scrutinize. We should look at this very well. The question now is, if the tables were turned, would it be that way? And again, are we looking at this from being an opposition party? Are we looking at this from the fact that, let's actually scrutinize this critically to know whether it benefits Nigeria's economy or not?
We know how it is always. The ruling party, they will never see anything wrong in what their leader does. So it's much as we expected that the ruling party, they will stand behind the president. But I still asked the question. I think it was last week. This is November. November has ended. Not is ending. November has ended. And we are borrowing $2.2 billion
for 2024 budget deficit.
And we have not, I think I also heard of borrowing for 2025 budget.
Of course.
So, come to elsewhere. The truth is, this issue came up, read to scrutinize it, just to make Nigerians feel like, oh, they are doing their work. Come on. We know they are not scrutinizing anything. We know this loan will finally be approved. They will get the loan, and it will go the same way other loans has gone. Because now, if truly the loans Nigerians have taken, let me say between Buhari and Tinubu's administration, the loans are enough to turn over the economy of Nigeria if it was well invested. But this is Nigeria, where a project of 1 million naira, maybe you see an approval of 1 billion naira for a project that 1 million can do, and yet the project will not be finished.
Now, so what part of the things that the opposition party talked about, or what part of the reasons why they're expressing worry over this loan, they're talking about transparency and integrity of the loan. Would you think that
have we ever seen any loan that the Nigerian government borrowed and the masses we can see, okay, this is what they did with it?
Mrs. Ella, I told you that if we're talking about transparency, if the government wants the citizens to really experience transparency in governance, technology has come out to make it easy for us. There should be like a website where it's stated that, okay, this is a website where Nigerian government is going to, in details, tell us the loan that they are borrowing and give us in details this critical infrastructural projects that they want to invest this loan in. We'll also look at the previous loan that they got, the budget for 2024. How was it used? Why do we need loan now? Why are we servicing, what was going on?
The thing is, just
as far as transparency is concerned, I don't think that we've got to. They talk more of integrity.
Just like what I said last week. People keep saying to get Nigerian right is a rocket science. It's not a rocket science.
I don't think it's a rocket science.
Automate a lot of things in Nigeria. Let there be transparency. How do we? Okay, let me use INEC for example. IREF was meant to bring transparency into our electoral process. But we saw what happened to it and what is happening to it today.
Nigerians were supposed to stream that election, watch it play out, watch it live.
When Donald Trump was elected, I was in Transcorp Hilton in Lagos. No, Eco Hotel in Lagos to capture it live for the person I worked for there. We captured it live as the election as in electorates were casting their votes. We in the live results, how the table was turning until the last vote was cast. So before the last vote is cast, everybody knew who will win and who is winning as it is turning. Is it a rocket science? Nigeria has all it takes.
And it was last week when I mentioned that Nigeria is a third world country, and Charles was like, don't say that. That's what we've been saying, and that's how we've been deceiving ourselves, because we feel like we have, if it's for intelligent tech people, we have them here in Nigeria. If it's for the resources, we have them in Nigeria. I don't feel
if you talk about human resources in tech industry, China didn't work where Nigerian boys are. I know of even my classmates what they are doing in the tech industry. But
some of them companies are abroad and leveraging their technology skills.
Yes, you have moved them. If you talk about human resources, Nigeria have got it. But it is the will of this government to be transparent. Are they willing to be accountable? The answer is no. Yes, the answer, we know the answer. So the minority coming out is just to let the day be going. Let it be that they said something. But the truth is that this loan will be approved at the end of the day. It will go the way others has gone.
Yeah. So let's talk about how that, now the deputy spokesperson of the House has come out to say, okay, you know what? As far as this loan is concerned, we're going to ensure, we're going to monitor, we're going to ensure that the funds are not diverted. Is it something that we can, trust?
What were you expecting? What were you expecting? Okay, he will come and tell you, I don't trust my boss. You want him to lose his job. Definitely he will come and defend whatever his boss is doing. So I'm not expecting less. But we have got to the point where all this coming to the media to talk should stop. Let there be action. Let there be visible and tangible actions.
I think that since Nigeria government started getting loans, I feel like this one is beginning to raise a lot of concern.
Yes.
And a lot of people
we see
are beginning to talk about why.
We see our loan profile rising government after government, and we are not seeing an equivalent development infrastructurally to say, okay, this is why they borrowed. We are not seeing our economy shifting from poverty headquarters. And we are still borrowing.
We're going to have to move to the next story, because this conversation, we had it last week, and part of the things that we also mentioned is how that even now that the deputy spokesperson, Mr. Philip, is coming out to cite the president's prudent management of resources. And every other time when we hear the issue of loans, the question that keeps springing up in the mind of the average Nigerian is, what have they been using the loans for over the years? So when the deputy spokesperson is coming out to say that the president is prudent with managing resources, you're trying to put it side by side, and it doesn't tally.
All-time high in terms of debt profile. As at February this year, they formed a committee, and when we looked at our debt profile have hit all-time high of 1.1 trillion naira.
Which explains why everybody is trying to.
So you have borrowed beyond every other administration within 1 year plus, and you are still about to borrow to fund 2024 budget. What did you do with the ones you have borrowed? Where is the infrastructure? Where are the evidences of? Where are the evidence that okay, yes, he borrowed. This is what he did. This is what he did. If we are seeing changes where Nigerians are dying of hunger and we are still borrowing.
There should be anybody that should say that the president is managing resources. We're going to have to move to Daily Post, and the headline reads Dangote Refinery reduces PMS price. But before we go into that story properly, I'd like to call out the phone lines one more time, in case you've not gotten the number yet. So in case you want to call us, the number is 0808 704 1217. 0808 704 1217. That's our call line. And for WhatsApp is 0901 615 0613. Join the conversation and be part of what is going on around the country. Now, moving forward to Daily Post, Nigeria's Dangote Refinery has reduced the premium motor spirit, that's the petrol price for marketers, to 970. And that's per liter. The spokesperson of the Dangote Group, Anthony, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. According to him, the 650,000 barrels per day refinery slashed the petrol price by 20 naira from 990 naira per liter to 970 naira. Now, this comes as the company vowed not to compromise on the quality and standard of its products. Dangote Petroleum Refinery has affected a reduction in the prevailing price of its premium motor spirit PMS from 990 naira per liter to 970 naira per liter for the marketers. As the years comes to an end, this is our way of appreciating the good people of Nigeria for their unwavering support in making the refinery a dream come true. In addition, this is to thank the government for its support, as this will complement the measures put in place to encourage domestic enterprise for our collective well-being. Now, while the refinery would not compromise on the quality of its petroleum products, we assure you of the best quality products that are environmentally friendly and sustainable. This should come as a good news, Mr. Zele, because we have been screaming. We have been saying, you know what, Dangote, please reduce your price. This call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Yes, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Mr. Sunday, calling you presently at Gariki.
Mr. Sunday from Gariki, please go ahead.
Yes, I just like what you have just said, completely true. You know, when Mr. President came on board before his inauguration, he said the subsidy is gone. And when he came back, the handler was telling us what we stand to benefit in the subsidy.
It's gone. Yes.
Yeah, so they told us that before that, the reason why Buhari couldn't put infrastructure on ground was because of paying subsidy.
Yes.
And he borrowed to pay subsidy. Now they are taking away subsidy. You know, initially it was very late. Gradually, they said I'm not paying it up. That by the time they finish taking off the subsidy, the price of fuel will rose to about 1,000.
Yes.
Which Nigeria allows them. And today the price of fuel have been about 1,000.
Yes. Yes.
And then we need to get it to 2 years now. With Nigerians for 197 to about 1 lakh. And see how much we are paying to our loans.
Yes.
And then all this money we are paying was the money they told us that is money to have with our phone.
Yes. Exactly.
Because only will pay subsidy. That is why it couldn't fix infrastructure. They're hoping that now the subsidy has come.
There's going to be a non-exactly.
Exactly. Was because of subsidy. Exactly. Yes, I agree with you. Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
That's why it's raising concern.
Yes, about this money they are collecting from us. Look at how much Nigeria is taking from their pocket in the name of we and they don't pay the subsidy.
Yes, we are.
Directly, you use PMS.
Exactly. Exactly.
Directly or indirectly, you use
Yes.
You don't have to go, you bought them. And when
You use gas. Yes. Yes.
People are being required for work because the money cannot, the salary they are getting cannot take them so many long.
Yeah.
They said it's the terrible thing to happen. When Instead of them going out every day, at the end of the year, nothing to show for it. Right. Now, Nigeria is paying over 800 something naira from their pocket. You know, what nationally federal government are paying from subsidy removal.
Yes.
And you are keep borrowing money. And the power
For the same infrastructure we're talking about.
yes, all the people that make up the National Assembly and the House of Senate, they easily pass it through without asking the president.
Exactly.
All the money you are borrowed, the money you are paid subsidy.
From subsidy, where is it?
Bill that was accepted within 48 hours, we read it here.
Yes, what did you use the money for? Then why are you requesting for another loan? Now we want to see what you use the money for.
Yes.
So we will grant you
Another loan.
But they quickly find it without asking anything.
Yes.
And this is the problem we have with the Lawa, Lawa, those come of Buhari. The content of the Bible, Saraki never grant much loan to him. Saraki always told him accountable to him.
To the yes. Exactly.
And the people like that one that expected his name plain and black and they removed it.
Yeah. Exactly.
They took from the office of Buhari. Go. But that's why that when you see a woman feeling, because he was really increasing the fuel. Small.
Yes.
But this man decided to take it softly, completely from Nigeria, and the return is the exchange rate now.
Yeah.
Don't put credit. And yet, they are still going
They're still borrowing.
I don't know what Akpabio is doing there.
I really don't.
I don't know what Akpabio is doing there.
The legislative, yes. The legislative, yes. Yes.
Let's round up, Mr. Sunday.
I mean, everybody is clear to Mr. President. If there's anyone who was offended, you should have mention of. Nigerians are dropping dead on the daily basis because of hunger.
Yes.
Nigerians are crying on the daily because of hunger. Could you imagine red oil is no longer at the reach of the common people?
Yes.
Red oil is no longer at the reach of the common people. People are cooking soup now without oil.
Yes.
And you know what? With the presentation
In the
nearest
health,
future,
exactly. Thank you, Mr. Stam. I appreciate
so much.
for your contribution. And you see how in details he just took us on a journey.
Yes, that is
from how it all started till now, right? And talking about since the subsidy removal was because of something.
Okay, let us.
Do you understand?
Okay, you came on board and you said Buhari was borrowing because he was paying subsidy. Let's remove the subsidy. No problem. You now remove the subsidy, and you didn't just borrow. You over-borrowed Buhari. Within 2 years, what he has borrowed in office is outdoing Buhari's borrowing. Buhari that was paying subsidy. So what is happening?
The money that
the money you saved from subsidy, where is it?
Exactly, that's the question I wanted to ask. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, I think that we've lost that one. So that's the question.
Now, do you know the money, because the subsidies are in two ways. You know, on the exchange rate, the parallel market, what these guys did, there was a time federal government was actually subsidizing dollar. Especially, for instance, you want to travel abroad for education, you can buy dollar direct from CBN at 400 and something naira, where the black market is selling 1,000 plus. So federal government, the excess, I mean the deficit, will be paid by federal government, which means federal government was actually subsidizing forex. You took petroleum subsidy away, you took forex subsidy away, where the money you have saved from this.
So let's come back to this story also, of Dangote refinery reducing PLS price. And I said that when I was reading this news, I was looking at your face so that I would see smile, right? Because we've been talking about how that Nigerians trusted, the entire process of Dangote refinery because they saw it as this is going to be like a saving grace for all of us. And we saw all of the back and forth that happened with even telling us the price reduction of the price to Ipman and all of that, and at some point now came to saying that to say that Dangote needs to reduce the price of the PMS that he sells to the marketers and all of that. And this morning, we're seeing that, you know what? From 990, Dangote has reduced to 970. And the reason is where I want to sit on now. The year is coming to an end, so this is their way of appreciating the good people of Nigeria and also thanking the government. What do you think about this reduction?
20 naira.
That should be a lot for a businessman. What? No.
No, come to think of it. An average Nigerian who used to buy petrol at 200 and let me use the Okada guy to it, who depends on, he buys petrol, Okada, then pays, so most of them have this bike on hire purchase, pays the owner of the bike and have something left for his family. Now he's buying at 1,000, let's say 1,001, and you now remove 20 naira. What effect will it have on his income?
And don't forget that the market is a deregulated market, which means that we're not even sure that all of the marketers are going to stand with this pricing.
When Dangote says I have removed 20 naira, just expect that few filling stations may drop like 10 naira, 5 naira. What effect will it have on that bike guy who used to sustain his family when he was buying petrol at 200 and something naira, and now that he's buying 1,000 plus? And you see that a lot of Nigerians don't patronize public transport anymore. We find a way to boycott it, because take it or leave it, salary remains what it is. So if you don't find a way to cut down on your expenses, you're on your own.
And we're going to talk about how that NLC has decided that it's either 1st or December, because we're even looking at the new minimum wage. A lot of states are still finding it difficult, to effect it. So salary prices are not changing, right? So we're still at where we are. Every other thing is going up.
You can't think of it. Even the 70,000 naira minimum wage. What can 70,000 naira do to a married man in a week?
And don't forget that part of the conversations that NLC, because we're going to come to that, part of the conversation that NLC had, with, the government when they were also going back and forth with the minimum wage,
is that
this fuel price comes into it too.
So Dangote coming to tell us that he took 20 naira away, it is a lot for him.
I think it's a lot for him as a businessman.
Because in a day, we are talking about Nigerian taking about millions of liters of petrol, consuming millions of liters of petrol per day. So
we're looking at 650,000 barrels.
So 650,000 barrels per day. So if you check it very well, you know that Nigerians truly, 20 naira is a lot for Dangote.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Please, who are we speaking, please?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Sunday, okay.
The issue of Dangote and the removal of it, as a businessman, there are a lot of messages.
Yes, it's a lot.
Because where they are selling 1 and where they are selling 1,015 naira, when you buy the 26 quantity of fuel,
Exactly.
And some of the places they place 1,130 on their dispenser. But when you go by the 1,130, you will realize that one fuel your 1 liter of 1,400.
Exactly.
So sometimes if they didn't prepare by from the market, black market at 1,000, I get value for my money. Because when you go to the place to buy, some of the price is and then you get value for your money. So the reduction in a lot of that but it doesn't change anything because it's not the same thing. Carry rope, carry rope. You understand? If it's like 200, you will not achieve 750 and get 1 liter. You understand? But when we spend in there, it doesn't change anything. I'm coming to the issue of that today. I'm talking about it. There's a lot of companies should be designed with that.
I'm with you.
Because that today is buying 2 billion barrels from America. And just last week, we had a federal government sold about 4 billion barrels to America and Spain. You understand? And I asked myself, I thought federal government said they're going to sell to them.
I'm with you.
And if federal people can sell such amount of crude to Spain and America, why don't they sell the same amount of crude?
We asked the same question the other
week.
That's a good question to ask.
Why don't they sell 2
to
And
import.
Dangote is also importing. And Dangote is also importing crude.
No, it's not. I'm still coming to that. But federal government will export crude oil, and NNPC will import finished products. Why not empower Dangote to refine as much as we need, as much crude as he need to refine? Why would that go to import when we still have access to export? Why will we import finished products like the finished petroleum products while the Dangote refinery is here in Nigeria? That tells you that people see. There is, I know I keep saying this. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm stressing myself. People are eating big from all this our suffering. As far as we suffer, there are people whose livelihood is ensured. Their livelihood is only guaranteed when there is suffering in the land. So you coming up with suggestions, they know all this. Are they blind?
Implementation is just a problem.
No, it's not the problem. They even know how to implement it. But they know that when it's implemented, some people are going to be affected. And that is why we are here. I don't want to say a lot of things because there are a lot of things about this crude oil. If you doubt me, go to the street, go to NNPC filling station, go and buy and ask them to give you a receipt. You see that most of the products they have on the list are products of O&O. And NNPC have all those products. So what is going on? There are a lot of things that they are not telling us, and the common masses keep suffering.
And it's very sad because at this point we have seen how much the fuel price affects the everyday livelihood of the average Nigerian. It cuts across all sectors. And it makes that the more the fuel price increases, the more the prices of goods in the market increases, the more medical care increases, every sector is going to be affected. And the one thing that we're saying is, can you in a way support Dangote, maybe sell to him at a reduced price so that it will impact the price, whether you like it or not. 990 from 990 to 970 for the average man. I mean,
has effect on average Nigerian.
It's almost the same thing. It's almost you should have as well left it at 970 because do you understand? So, but for a businessman, because we've established that Dangote is a businessman.
Yeah.
The person who set up a refinery from the scratch, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Something that we've been asking the Nigerian government to do. In fact, we've even said, please, the one that is already there, that is dilapidated, can you bring it back to life? And so far so good, we've been hearing stories upon stories upon stories. And one man single-handedly did this thing. He's definitely going to look out for his profits. He's a businessman.
See, just like what Sam said, it doesn't take the federal government anything from empowering Dangote to refine as much as Nigerians need by giving him the if Dangote is thinking of importing crude oil, then I don't know what I don't just understand what is going on. The NNPC is exporting crude oil from Nigeria, paying for the transport, like what Sam said, paying to export it, and Dangote is going out to buy the same crude oil. Then something is wrong. There's something somebody is not telling us.
We're still very hopeful that, we've gotten 970 now. So we're still very hopeful that maybe something is going to happen, sometime in 2025. We just want this fuel price to somehow come down to ease the impact of this hike in fuel prices on, the livelihood of the average Nigerian, because the suffering is very, very, we can, even the blind can see that, we're suffering, right? So we were just hoping that somehow, with all of the deliberations, people advising the government, and all of that they're just going to look for a way to bring down the price. But we're just being hopeful.
What to do is very simple, just like what the last caller said. What to do is very simple. Push this crude oil to Dangote. You have him here. Push crude oil to him at a subsidized price. Let Dangote in return sell to Nigeria at a subsidized price, and you see the effect on the economy will be very massive. Take it or leave it. Crude petrol particularly controls a large part of our economy. If the price of petrol drops tomorrow, go back to market and price the same thing you priced yesterday. You see how drastically their prices will come down.
It's going to come down.
So if the president is, if anybody in the presidency is listening or wants to, or anybody, it can do something about the price of petrol. Do something about the price of PMS particularly. That is the premium motor rate. That's the most used one. Do something about the price. Subsidize it by any means. It might not be paying subsidy. You can subsidize it by empowering Dangote to produce en masse. And then Nigerians will come back to normal.
All right, that's that for that one. We're going to move forward to the next story on Daily Post. It says that's on the minimum wage issue. It says December 1st deadline stands. But before we go into the main stories, let me just roll out the phone numbers one more time in case you want to get across to us via call. The number to call is 0808 704 1217. That's our call line in case you want to get across to us and throw in your contribution. 0808 704 1217. And on WhatsApp, in case you want to send us a voice note or a text on WhatsApp, 0901 615 0614. 0901 615 0614. We're also streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook at Bright FM Abuja. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Mr. Abdallah, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Abdallah. Amen.
Yes, the truth must be said. If no action will be taken, may God be the glory.
Amen. No.
Just like you have mentioned, Dangote as a private entrepreneur, the government of the day and the past government have refused to do the needful. Also, we are aware that so much amount of money was come to the overhauling of the government refinery. They don't want to do that because they know that they are highly beneficiaries of that project. Now, if they repair it, at least there will be competition.
Exactly.
That's another way to look at it.
At least
Prices will come down.
Yes.
So they don't want to that. In fact, majority of them have known Nigeria and Nigerian people at heart. Some of them have refineries abroad. So whether you like it or not, they are after their own interest. So it is not that the refinery can be overhauled or repair, and Nigeria will get the maximum benefit from it. Knowing fully well that even the dead benefit from reduction in the prices of petroleum. Because it is taken to the mortuary or to the graveyard, they have to use the vehicle, and the vehicle has to be fuel. So these are the things that are happening.
You're right.
I say that one day, the leaders will say the truth about Nigeria, and then they will have Nigeria interest at heart, and then do everything possible to salvage Nigeria and Nigerian people. Now, that has reduced 20 naira. Multiply 20 naira by at least 100 million
Liters.
maybe liters of fuel. You discover that
It's a lot of money.
like 20 million or thereabouts or 2 million. So it is something. They say if you want to travel to sky, if somebody places a piece of paper on the ground and you step on it, at least it has reduced the distance.
Definitely.
So if that would can then Nigeria will have little so-called.
Exactly.
Then the government and the people that are supporting the government and are at the helm of ideas and are in charge of these refinery issues and NLCC or NLPCL are not ready to do the info. I hope Nigeria will be well, and by God's grace, Nigeria will be great again.
Thank you, Mr. Abdallah. Thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution, Mr. Abdallah, always. Now, let's sit on this conversation for a bit. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has restated that its December 1st deadline for all states to implement the new minimum wage still stands. Now, reporters recall that on July 29th, President Bola Tinubu signed the minimum wage bill into law. The legislation increased the country's minimum wage from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. Now, also on November 11th, NLC announced November 30th as the deadline for all state governments to implement the new minimum in states where the new minimum wage is yet to be implemented. The deadline. However, several states have signed the new minimum wage scheme into effect, with over 30 governors agreeing to set the lowest minimum salary for workers at 70,000 naira and above. Zamfara, Sokoto, Cross River, and Nasarawa, among others, have yet to reach an agreement on improved payment for their workers. NLC spokesman Benson, while speaking on the deadline, stated that nothing has changed as per the directive, despite the majority of the states implementing the new minimum wage. Majority is not everybody. All states must heed the union's directive or we will carry out our threats. And this is coming from, the NLC, Mr. Celestine. Now, we're seeing NLC coming out to put more emphasis on, what they've previously said regarding the minimum wage. And you know how it is that every other time we keep calling out NLC, to stand for workers, to stand for, its people. So what do you think about, this, coming out to make a statement to say that it's either you people do the needful or we go on strike? Do you have any hope in this, or do you think that it's going to still be, the usual NLC coming out to say, okay, we're going to go on a strike, and before you know what is happening, we don't even understand what's going on?
Well, I expect them to go on strike, but my concern is, why would it get to this point? Why would it get to NLC calling for strike before we know that 30,000 naira per month is a joker? Let's compare few other countries in Africa, for instance. In Angola, their minimum wage is $61. How much is $61? There is no. Is it in Burkina Faso 59? Is it in Cameroon? Cameroon is $141. I just did an analysis of all our African countries. There is no country in Africa where their minimum wage is less than 150,000 naira. And the giant of Africa is still battling to pay 70,000 naira.
This is where we're at.
That's where we are.
That's where we're at.
If minimum wage in countries like even Ghana, where electricity is working, now you see why that Dangote will go to Ghana and sell cement cheaper, because the government is working. For crying out loud, minimum wage of 70,000. How much is 70,000 naira in dollars? You know that this is not up to $50. What am I saying?
This is really sad. This is really sad. You asked a very deep question, and you asked why do we need to get to this point for the government to understand that 30,000 naira cannot do anything today as of now.
As of now, 30,000 naira
for a single person. We're not even talking about
even
a household.
As a youth corper.
It wasn't not the other day core members came out to say that it's not enough for them.
For them, yes.
It's not enough for them.
As a youth corper, what do you want to do with 30,000 naira?
What? And you remember that the 30,000 naira, when it was even implemented at things were even cheaper.
Yes.
There were still governments or
Intervention.
states, that were not able to even pay. Yes.
You know one thing.
There were states that were not able to pay the 30,000
naira. I don't know who will do it, because truly Nigeria need a messiah.
I'm telling
Nigeria need, I keep saying it. I said it. If we get somebody who can take the helms of affair and stand to do what is right by looking in people in their face and taking drastic decisions that will, no matter the toes you are stepping on, step on toes and let's get things right. How can you tell me states? It is because all the states, they look up to the central. They look up to Abuja for monthly allocations. Allocation from crude oil. Crude oil that comes from just not up to 5% of Nigeria. As in the portion of Nigeria that the states that produce this crude oil. How many states in Nigeria?
Was it not the other day somebody was analyzing the resources?
Resources we have in
natural resources that are in Nasarawa state alone
outweighs this crude oil. But I don't know why we just concentrated our efforts on crude oil and left other natural resources, left other sectors that we can invest.
And this brings us back. I think we have a call. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Robert. Okay, Mr. EGU from where, please? Okay, Mr. EGU, please go ahead.
Right.
When he was appreciating Nigerians, he recognized that.
Yes. You have taken a step, yes. Your president, of course.
So what are we doing like okay, now they say that the money that you borrowed for these 2 years is more than 8 years of fine. It's not fair.
It's not fair, my brother.
People don't want to talk about it. People don't hope.
I know.
If you use an annoyance, you can rate it like a fine. If you're not going to find now, travel from Abuja to Delta State, 20-something thousand naira, which you are using 3,000 naira.
Before, yes.
Okay, now, travel to Delta State is 14,000. If you are the one who is going, you can spend just 200,000 for waiting.
For waiting. How much is yours? That is it.
Please, please, honestly, anybody that says that the government is trying to the government, they try it, they're not try it. Okay, now, let me tell you, I just come out of traveling from outreach to Uru, like, when I queue from outreach, from Uru, without no just Uru Junction.
Yes.
Outreach, so from Abuja, queue down, they block the Uru.
Yes.
And that is how they are doing it, because no road.
That road is a no-go. I know where you're talking about.
Yes. When it works, we don't know what it is. Yeah, about the power road and what they call it.
is yes, yes. The Urim. Yeah, even if you face from that Bini, as if you are going to or was no Epoma, yes. Oh, that one is a dead zone. That one is a dead zone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I
My
understand.
dear, as in this road he mentioned, do you know if you are going from Lagos to any part of the east, if you spend 3 days on road, a journey that normally on a north I can drive from Lagos to my house. From if I wake up early morning by 5, before 12, I don't do my village. These days 3 days still on the road.
Let me take this one. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay.
Hello. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes. Compost. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. You get future come your children. Yeah, we do it too. Exactly. Based on what they generate.
Please round up.
Federal government resources. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. No vex, I beg. No vex. No vex. Because if everybody begin to vex, this country don't really contain us again.
No, but it I don't know. As much as we don't encourage what the other guy was saying, that everybody don't vex, but why won't you be angry?
Seeing that things are not
Why
working
would you
out
be
well.
angry? Seeing that we have what it takes to make things work, but because some people are enjoying from our suffering, they make sure we keep suffering.
And you see, what you said, you're seeing that people who decided to stay back in our countries, now they are now regretting.
No, talk
when we are saying that we need more people to stay back so that we'll build our country together. Those who stayed back are regretting. Let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. In case you're just tuning in, this is Bright Republic on Bright FM.
You stop and into a car accident, or are you just sitting there like, I'm safe. Classic.
You know, she boy Chikezie. Yo, what up? This is Big Snoop Dogg.
Hi, this is the Pussycat Dolls.
Music, please.
Bring us more. I can bring it through. Hey, this is Carrie. You're listening to 19.7.
Because if you turn down that one, even the people at so, as in, you look at 50,000 naira. I know when early this year, if I have 50,000 naira, I know how far it will take. 50,000 naira they enter my account today. Tomorrow morning I know saying this. So if anything will, if not revolution, we need to revolutionize. Now one more fight war again.
There'll be protest. They go say, they go cause scatter and call put people for prison.
It's no longer, and from what this guy is saying, what is in mind of a lot of people is no longer protest. It's no longer protest. Protest, no. Or the only is if you see those to Jackpot, victory. Jackpot.
Now the advice people they give now say if you see
those Jackpot.
Let's come back. All right, welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this is Bright Republic on Bright 98.7 FM, and we're still, looking through the top news stories making the headlines in today's newspapers. In case you want to get across to us via call or text, you can send us a WhatsApp message on 0901-615-0614. To call us directly, 0808-704-1217. Let's take that call line again, 0808-704-1217. That's our call line in case you want to, throw in one contribution or two regarding the conversation that we're having this morning. Now, let me just take this comment on WhatsApp before we move forward. Now, good morning, the beautiful crew in the station this morning. Hopefully your weekend was splendid. Thank you so much, Chifanova, for asking. He said, in fact, my serious concern goes to the rate our government borrowing money since inception of ex-President Buhari to the current President Tinubu is too disturbing. He says, in November 2024, just 1 month remaining to end the year's budget, President Tinubu is still borrowing $2.2 billion. To do what, I should ask? says the president has not even thought of presenting the 2025 budget for debate to the National Assembly's joint House lawmakers. So how are Nigerians very sure that the next year 2025 borrowing will not be higher than what we're experiencing today? Because as fuel subsidy was removed, why are Nigerians as a country still borrowing again? Does it mean that the fuel subsidy removal is a scam against Nigerians, as Nigerians are now in a bandwagon of the more you look, the less you see syndrome? My fear in all of this scenario is that our leaders don't have any atom of fear for the masses, because they're not ready for anything called accountability, transparency, checkmating, or explanation to Nigerians how they ruled or about how they rule and manage Nigerians' resources. Honestly, we found ourselves into one chance vehicle since 2015 from our ex-president's administration till date, because as one chance vehicle we enter, we have no choice than to get in with them to the destination of their choice. God's willing, we'll still be alive to see the light of the day again in Nigeria. This one is from Chief Onovo from Kubwa on that one. Thank you so much, Chief Onovo, for your contribution. Now, let's just continue with what we're saying. Let me just round off with the story on the NLC. And this is me just saying, December 1st is almost here.
Almost here.
So let's see what is going to happen. Let's see if NLC is going to keep to their word. Let's see if the governors of the states that are remaining will do the needful before the first.
My own let's see is not even the NLC. I'm expecting the remaining governors to take action
before first. So we're looking at both the governors from the states who have not implemented the 70,000 naira yet. We're looking at them, and we're trusting that they're going to do the needful before December 1st. Because we're looking at the fact that it's since 29th of July. That's when President said, you know what, let's go ahead with this. So from that time up until now, I feel like there's been enough grace. Yes. So the governors should do the needful. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Mr. Abdallah. Yes, please.
You see, the issue of minimum wage. The president, the electioneering campaign, he said that he is not only going to rely on minimum wage and minimum wage. You see, what can you call this type of wage that we have granted in the Nigerian workers? Minimum wage or living wage? Which one? So that is the question we are facing. For him to build strong among the Nigerian people is very hard, because they will look at the government whenever the baby as a company. There is no joy as confidence is prevented.
At all.
And even the place where they used to run this law, the International Commission for the say that there are about 3 things that they won't have to do as government in Nigeria before they can get it right. First of all, they must make sure that there is trust and confidence among the populace, the Nigerian people. And then they should also control corruption. Now, let us just think to this too. Has that happened in the country? If they have all the policies together and they want it to work, and the Nigerian formula has been multiple failure and has lingered for a long. Now, how can you be able to solve multiple problems at once and overnight? It's not possible. Look at the floating of Naira. Okay? You see, this is the dilemma of my fatherland.
This one.
It is like this. Let him follow the advice of the Chikezie governor that just ended with the Blancote. We should repeat some of these policies so that the Nigerian people can have support.
Exactly.
And it is a level that I advise you. Forget about the British activity.
Yes. Look at
the advice given. It will actually benefit the people.
the people, yes.
That is better. Now, Mr. President, where is the living wage? When the 70,000 cannot even buy a bag of
A
rice.
bag of rice.
You see, so in fact, the serious issue will continue to talk, but we need to that type of talk to get the government again. God bless Nigeria, God bless Nigerian people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdallah, on that one. Thank you for your contribution. Now let's move to another story here on the Tribune newspaper, and it says PDP governors to INEC. You manipulated Edo Guber poll. Let's look into the main story. The People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, PDPGF, has accused the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, of manipulating the recent Edo State governorship election in favor of the All Progressive Congress candidate. Now, the forum described the alleged manipulation as a rape of democracy and claimed that the PDP candidate, Aso Ighodalo, won the majority of lawful votes. Now, the PDP governors called on the judiciary to act decisively to protect Nigerian democracy and urged the National Assembly to review Nigeria's electoral laws to prevent such manipulation in the future. They also advised the PDP National Working Committee to convene the National Executive Council meeting by the first week of February 2025 to address the party's existential issues, including leadership disputes and ongoing litigations. The forum expressed deep concerns about the seeming divisions within the party, but reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining unity and cohesion within resolving them. They called on President Bola Tinubu to urgently review the country's macroeconomic and fiscal policies to address the economic hardship by Nigerians. We're going to talk about INEC. I mean, they've said that they are going to sort out in-house issues. So we're hopeful that as a party, they sit with themselves by 2025 and they sort out the in-house issues that they are having. But my question is that why have we gotten to the point where every election, after the results, there's going to be need to go to court to say, oh, we were not happy with the results. We don't trust that, this result that you gave us is what we're supposed to have. We don't trust the outcome of this election. Why? Why have we gotten to that point as a people?
Because Nigeria is being run not by system, but by big individuals. By not strong system, but strong individuals. So if INEC had been a strong institution, a system that is on its own, I don't think we will be here. But INEC is being controlled by the power that be. Whichever party is in power takes control of what happens both in INEC and even in our judicial system. So that is why if they say go to court, they know that if you go to court, you are not, it is what they want you to hear in court that you will hear. It is the outcome they predetermine that will come in the court. So we will keep being here. I know the issue of Edo election is a normal thing.
You know that, yeah, Mr. Sele, you know that it was before the election that PDP even came out to say that APC wants to rig the election.
Yes.
It was on news, and APC told them.
I had and rigged it. No, I'll say it. I have
allegedly,
friends.
Mr.
Not
Sele.
allegedly.
Allegedly, Mr. Sele, you did not.
I have friends in ground. In fact, I will be in Edo this week. I have a strong tie to Edo State. I know.
Let's stick with allegedly. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Mr. John, good morning to you. Hey, yeah, so sorry. You know that is when it beeps, we even see it.
Yeah.
Now when they beep, they see them. Because we know they see numbers and all. But go ahead. I see them as they come this morning now. They jump like this, it will shock you.
$70,000. Cannot buy half bag of rice, eh? Yes. Exactly. Wow. I understand. We are all in this on the street, so yes, has gotten to.
But we're trusting. We're trusting that they'll, yeah.
Definitely, they will go, like Russia was here, China is there, so they will go
India
and give them.
India has also come.
India has, so they will go and give them our. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean Russia. I meant India. They will go and give them our crude oil. Of course, they said it. Yeah. That is well. Yes. Yes. The plan of the president. Give them 24 hours to vacate your country. Yes. Imagine. Yes. He knows. Have seen us. See finish.
I beg, never mobilize, I beg. We never reach like that. I beg. I beg go, no be you bring up.
No, but seriously, the sea
No,
finish is becoming something else.
thank you, Mr. John, on that one. But
This,
I mean,
this,
we're
the sea finish is becoming something else.
no, we're supposed to, be peace-loving people. When people come to stay in our country, they should be comfortable. I mean, Nigeria
But
is China
on a
now.
serious note, if
So
you see
Moko
what
never
these
reach like that.
if you see these Chinese are doing with Nigerians as laborers in their firms, if you see the penal they pay them and the hardship they subject them to,
I think that more voices need to be heard on this so that the Nigerian government
will do something about it, about our value system.
Let's take this one as beeping. Hello, good morning. Hello. Mr. Sam. No, it's 2 hours. Please go ahead. No wahala, no vex.
No wahala.
I didn't hear you. I did with you. I did with you. I can hear you.
Okay, see, that is one reason why I didn't travel abroad. Because I never liked the white people. Yes, but I never knew to end up becoming
on our own soil.
One of my friends I came back from China, from the
How about no. It shouldn't get like that. Yeah, I'm with you.
That is going on. Exactly.
But I also think that this is where the government comes in.
This is asking questions on our integrity, on our government. What is our government doing? Yes. 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 Yeah. It's delayed. Exactly. Yes. They served us. Yes. It's done because they won. No, yeah. They are cooking something, yes. Imagine. Yes.
Please round up, Mr. Sam.
It is well. Not only PDP, a lot of.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you for your contribution on that one, Mr. Sele.
You know one thing about Nigerian politics, and there is no need stressing ahead over what is happening in the PDP, because our Nigerian politicians, none of them have an individual ideology. All that interests them is which party will you join to win the election, not which party has your own which.
You're seeing it in how they defect.
Yes.
So let's take Mr. Sele. Please hold your thought. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Mr.
EGU.
Okay, Mr. EGU, yes. Can you increase your voice a bit?
Minister of Works. I've been there now. I use that road very well. We won't even see Okada. That's the problem. Where you go? People are suffering on that road. I know. I use that road a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
you. Thank you. I hope that, because I think I understand why he's hammering on the road, especially because, this is the festive season and, people are definitely going to, apply that route. Let's see if we can touch another, story, because a lot of calls are coming in. Thank you so much for being part of the conversation, rather. By the way, we appreciate that. Now, on Vanguard newspaper, accidental leadership, Obasanjo, Buhari, Tinubu, others unprepared. This is coming from Kuka. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Good morning, can you hear me? Okay, Mr. John, is that you calling back? Okay, please just round up. I'm with you.
Yeah. 65,000. You walk like a Jackie.
But I think that's left for the Nigerian government to also, deliberate on and know what to do about it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Give me city, give me. Oh God. This one. At all. Yeah. Nigeria have that. I know. We all ply the road, so we know what is going on.
Let's round up, Mr. Bright, Mr. John. It's not for you. It's not for you to make that decision. So, Mr. John, thank you for your contribution. You know, the more we talk about it, the more the people in power who have the authority to make decisions and take them out here, you know, our concerns, and then they go ahead to take the best decision. But I think they're just calling for, because I mean, we even Nigerians are stationed everywhere around the world, in different countries around the world. You can't just, you know, say people should leave your country, you know, just like that. So that's why I'm mentioning that. I mean, the Nigerian government, they're hearing the cries of the people who are working under, you know, these Chinese people and even several other persons who come to our country to, you know, work. They see these things, so they hear people cry out. So it's left for them to do the needful, basically. So let's just talk about this. You know, Bishop Matthew Kuka, the Catholic Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese, has sparked a debate by describing President Bola Tinubu, his predecessor Muhammadu Buhari, and most past Nigerian leaders as products of an accidental leadership cycle. Now, according to Kuka, many of these leaders assumed power without adequate preparation, particularly in a world where the demands of governance are constantly evolving. Now, he highlighted a recurring pattern of unpreparedness among the country's leaders, citing examples from Nigeria's leadership history. Kuka's remarks were made during the commissioning of the Start-Right skill building somewhere in Abuja. Now, he argued that while Nigeria has embraced democratic principles like one man, one vote, its democratic process has repeatedly failed to deliver competent leadership. Kuka emphasized that modern leadership requires a deep understanding of the evolving environment and challenges. Mr. Sela, let's get your take on what Kuka said. This has sparked a conversation online. Some persons have come out to say, oh no, that's not true. What Kuka is saying is not true. You know, but again, Kuka is saying that both Tinubu, who is the president now, President Muhammadu Buhari, and even Obasanjo and some of the past leaders, that they're a product of accidental leadership cycle, and he's saying that, you know, they assume power without adequate preparation. What do you think about what Bishop Kuka said?
I would disagree to an extent. Like somebody like Obasanjo, I cannot say he was an accidental leader, because we saw what he did in Nigeria. In fact, if we have continued to have leaders like him who have the same vision, because just like what I keep saying, Nigeria is not a country where one person can just decide, can rule, govern, and get it right. It takes you getting the right people in the right places, and that is one thing Obasanjo was known for: getting the right people in the right places to move in the different sectors forward, the various sectors. That was when we had the likes of Charles Oludo, them, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Nuhu Ribadu, them, just mention them. Obasanjo brought, and he gave the opportunity to the best brains to move the nation forward. Obasanjo, yeah, he might not have got it right in all angles. He did his best, yeah, Buhari was he not prepared? Buhari was prepared because he came on the wings of the disciplinarian that he is known for. But I think something needs to go wrong.
People want to believe that the people in his cabinet,
yes, people
who worked with him.
When you get there and you are answerable to one cabal, it was in his own region that we got to know about the cabal. When you get there and you are not allowed to do what you had in mind, Obasanjo is the one that somebody I know that what he have in mind to do, he does it.
Sorry, let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. What's your name? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, Mr. Francis, please go ahead. Hello, Mr. Francis, are you there? Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, now I want I said, well, we might not be far from the truth. Because in 1999, when they're preparing for presidential election, they brought right now of that election for the president. Suddenly, they went and brought Obasanjo from three, campaign for him and make him president. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Then that's how Obasanjo came into the system without military mindset. And if you want to, it's already then, but Vietnam was not the peak of democracy then. Then in 2007, auditions were preparing, and that was a party frontliner, which everybody was giving. Before you could say that, Obasanjo went up north to Yellow. Yes. And there was equal election. Then in 2011, which you know, we look at acquire the level of experience. We were opportunity to get in there because at least as a former body and people have capacity there and all. If you got experience, I think that you will complete the so that the economy was growing. That at least when they treat you hand over well prepared for it. From nowhere, Mr. Buhari, who has left government for so many years, and went to hear how, instead of going back to school to acquire more knowledge to prepare for the leadership experience, he went into Panama and other actually Panama or Panama or California. He has even forgotten, never prepared. Suddenly they went across into the place, and that's whatever that happened, because I went. You understand? And people that say that they're preparing for 30 years. And I just said, no, we know you are accident in Lagos. And the agent we need in the country we want eventually would not be one nation and it became president. So because of that, you can see how they are treating Nigeria standpoint. So when you make some comparing, you will see that comparing is not really far from the truth. Many people are prepared, a lot of people to them because the people in town in Nigeria. Sometimes those are places to go to. Never get there because Nigeria doesn't want the bigger tribal identity. So when you make the contract and contract, so that's just my plan.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Francis, for that contribution. Now, another thing that Bishop Cook has said that I think I want to agree with is that the democratic process of Nigeria has repeatedly failed to deliver competent leadership. And we have also seen how that even the democratic process, we don't even know if it's democratic enough. Because we just finished reading a news of, PDP accusing INEC.
Anyway, that's the beauty of a democracy.
Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? So for every time there's an election and there's a result, somebody somewhere is saying that, you know what, we don't trust this judgment. Hello, good morning. Mr. Robert.
Yes.
Good morning.
My second question, that's the thing, the first question here. What does that mean?
So we've not heard from NNPC anyway.
that government will cooperate with channels because of their small benefits where they are made. That is very bad. See, government cooperates with channels. All of them, they have to make money. You see that it's better. It's also that some people, the power of some people is important. And everything is telling people 1,800 or 1,700. Anything that is telling 1,000. How much? Everything is moving about 600 or 700. And that makes it makes some people on that government their right to be anytime.
Petition.
Our president that is stop down all those things. Minor things. The top people, they can government. Most of them, they are getting their own business abroad, not Nigeria. If all of them will get it, but if Nigeria, that Nigeria should go to Nigeria.
Exactly.
Who can be living here now? I don't know whether it's me or they won't do it practice, but in Nigeria, it's pretty that something here is good. Then looking is very bad for
It's very bad.
for some people on that government. Then the president don't have capacity to stop them. The real president, he don't have capacity to stop those people. Just like human rights, when they were saying that, don't know. They are against how much of the $7,000? How many is right? $150,000. So, how much is how much is the salary? Which are not $57,000. There's so many school fees. How much? You have to know how much you pay for your school fees. That's all. Those things, you don't have to watch them. They are terrible. This money is coming now. They will say, all the open on top. So we are not Nigeria. Nigeria is not terrible. We are talking about keep our debt. There's some things can be fast Nigeria right now. Two states of Nigeria. How much is Naira to stay fast to Naira now? You carry 1,000. About 3,000. Then you take 1,000 Naira now. It's going to 3,755 Naira, 51 paper.
I know they talk like that, Mr. Robert. Please round up.
Thank you so
much,
much.
Mr. Robert. Oh, Mrs. Ellen.
Seriously,
Yeah.
It's on a monstrous note. I think because it up, there are a lot of visit. Maybe they need to go back to their drawing board and check where they go. We may likely have the color of the year. At the
Oh,
end
wow,
of
Mr.
the color of the year. Yeah, we are working towards.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Bright, Mr. Abdallah, Mr. John, and Mr. Robert. So just say hi to us on WhatsApp so that we can just forward you your credit token. Mr. Sele, let's take your last words before we round off.
Just like what I say, I think everything is glaring. Every narrative on the street, what is going on in the street, what you see on this paper every day, all things just point to one direction: our government. Our government needs to do something, and something very quickly, because just like one of the callers said, people are dying on a daily basis. Just like another person could say, a lot of people are boiling inside. they are willing to, they are ready to do something, but
And we hope it doesn't get to that
We hope
point.
it doesn't get to that. So government should just do something as quickly as possible. Nigerians are dying, Nigerians are hungry, and this is our fatherland.
Thank you.
We are not going anywhere.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's just it. This is our fatherland. Even those people that have traveled, anything that happens in that country, everybody comes back to their fatherland, right? So we're just hopeful that things will get better from here. And that brings us to the end of today's Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. Shout out to you, Mr. Sele, for your insightful thoughts and perspectives this morning. To all of our callers, Mr. Sunday from Gariki Market, Mr. Abdallah from Buhari, Mr. EGU from Nasarawa, Mr. John from Otako, Mr. Francis, Chief Onovo from Kubwa. Thank you so much. And then Robert, Mr. Robert, thank you so much for being part of the conversation. And to our listener at home, we appreciate you for always taking out time to listen. Your voices, your opinions make this show what it is. Please do not forget that the Harmattan season is here and there's a lot of dust out there. So please make sure that you put on your face mask. Please stay tuned because it'll be of sports. We'll be taking over next to give you all the latest on the world of sports. I'll come your way again, but that will be tomorrow. Stay bright.
So, like, does the radio stop when you get into a car accident? Or are you just sitting there like,
I'm savage. Classic. Let's go. What up, man? It's Tiki on this one.
Yeah, it's your boy Chameleon. Yo, what up? This is Big Snoop Dogg.
Hi, this is Pussycat Dog.
Music, please.
Hands on. I need to bring it to. Hey, this is Carrie Hilson, and you're listening.